Hey, yo, let's be honest. It's only 5 teams who can really win an NBA championship this year. Let's talk about it.
Class act up in first class for the leg room. K-Ho glitch, time pass in the restroom. Take a bad bitch to a 1.5-star motel. Then I'm back to crash in my bedroom. Been broke down all inside, not a flesh wound. Talking down with you.
Who decision what to talk about it? Still decision walk without it. You swear you all about it. You think you live it, but it's like once upon a time I met the boogeyman off the booger sugar, the Cuban good and Judah. Used to be a pierce to my wrist, was period. Them diamonds back when I was a no one, back when I was anonymous, brand new.
With the NBA season ending, the NBA playoffs are starting to heat up, and we're starting to get down to see who's actually going to be in the playoffs this year. But it don't matter who's in the playoffs. We really only have a few teams that we all know has the opportunity to win a championship. And to me, before I get to the 5 teams, I'm going to talk about the teams that is doing great, having a great in season, but we know that they're not going to win a championship. Starting with, I like to pick on this team pretty often, much as I can, the LA Clippers. No matter how good they play here and there, we all know they're not winning in the playoffs. They have had numerous of opportunities to win championships, to be a deep playoff team, but it has never came to, to place for them. You know what I mean? It has always been, oh, somebody got hurt. Oh, player, this didn't play. Kawhi, he didn't play this game. Paul George had an off game. Now they have James Harden. They was at their prime peak to actually have an opportunity and a window when they was in the bubble. That was their best opportunity for the LA Clippers. So at this point, the sixth man of the year years ago, Lou Will, he's not there no more. Paul George, he's one who carried him whenever Kawhi wasn't there. He's not there anymore. Kawhi's hit or miss sometimes. The bench isn't as deep. And you have James Harden, yes. But we all know from experience, we haven't seen James Harden take over in the playoffs. Nothing against him. Just speaking of what we have seen on different occasions of James Harden in the playoffs. And for that reason, the Clippers are out. I'm not a Clipper fan. I'm a Laker fan, so I automatically don't like the Clippers. I like the owner, but I do not like the Clipper team. So, but another team that is, doing really good in the regular season, but we all know they're not going to make the playoffs. Win the championship is the Houston Rockets. They're a great team, and they're a good young team, basically. They have a lot of key pieces that are still growing into who they're going to be. All their guys are 22, 23 years old, but they haven't necessarily got to that plateau to where they can just close out a game, Green last night, he played against the Lakers and everything. Well, let's say this. He didn't play against the Lakers in the last few minutes, except for maybe a minute or two left in the game. But there was like 5 minutes that even their announcers was like, hey, why is Jalen Green is not in the game? Is there a particular reason? They need somebody as that closer. They need someone that's going to grab the ball and take over and close that game. It was a close game with my Lakers, and they had an opportunity, but they did not have a closer. And that's the regular season. Imagine the playoffs. They're not ready, and for that reason, they're not making the championship. The Memphis Grizzlies is another team that's, like I said, they just fired their coach. For some reason, they're still trying to figure stuff out. They're trying to find their identity again after some successful years a few years ago, maybe about 3 years ago. That was some, pretty hot team and everything, but it has since then fell off, so they're still trying to find themselves. So for that reason, they're not winning the championship. This is a hard team right here. I will not be surprised if they got to the conference finals, but I do not see this next team winning the NBA finals. Oklahoma City Thunder. They're a great team, a young team as well. They play good. They have a lot of chemistry. They've been playing together for a long time, the past few years, but another team that hasn't really grown into their talent just yet. You got Shai Gilgeous. He's there, but he's not that closer that they are really looking for or need at the moment. You know what I mean? If he is locked up, as far as another team locking him up, who else is stepping up? Holmgren hasn't necessarily, found his star potential role just yet. It's there. He has a super high ceiling. I like him as a player, but he hasn't grown into his superstar status just yet. I think a lot of teams in the NBA is waiting for their stars to grow into their star status. So they're still young. And for that reason, the Oklahoma City Thunder is a great regular season team, but I don't see them going past the conference finals. For that reason, they're not winning an NBA championship. That's all in the Western Conference. As far as at the moment, on the Eastern Conference, the Knicks is cool. I would love to see the Knicks get a deep playoff run just because they're the Knicks. I like Jalen Brunson. I like the team and everything, but I do not see them winning the NBA Finals. At the most, second round at the moment. For unfortunate reasons, you got to count Minnesota. The Milwaukee Bucks out. Dame Lillard, not having him is going to definitely hurt their chances. And for that reason, they're out. Detroit Pistons is one of the teams that they have a lot of potential. I like Cade. I don't like Stewart. I just think he just too extra for no reason. Too aggressive. He's like an over-aggressive Draymond Green, but just less talent. Sorry. I compare him to the Dillon Brooks, the one that was with the Grizzlies, now with the Rockets. Yeah, both of those guys just aggressive for no reason. But let's get to the actual teams that has the opportunity to win the NBA Finals. There's only a few. Starting with the Cleveland Cavaliers. They have a good opportunity. They have Donovan Mitchell is a great player. He can be a closer. He can be someone that can take over the game. They have their big man. They have Darius Garland. A lot of their teams, they're a pretty deep team too as well. It's hard to really fight that much talent on one team. And they're seasoned now with at least 5 years on most players, 5 to 6 years under their belt and everything. Like I said, with Donovan Mitchell leading the way, that's going to be a good team to watch out for. Next up, we have the Golden State Warriors. You really cannot count the Golden State Warriors out of anything. With Steph Curry, with Draymond Green, with Steve Kerr coaching, and now with Jimmy Butler is adding a certain fuel to the team that they needed. Like the Warriors was a good team, before as far as the beginning of the year, but you can just see it wasn't something clicking. And with Jimmy Butler, he's someone he's took the Miami Heat to a championship a couple times, not winning it, but he took them there. So just imagine what he would do with Steph Curry, with Draymond Green. I said before, I do not want to see them in the first round, but they're a team that I would not be surprised if they got to the finals, and I won't be surprised if they actually won it. They're actually a dark horse in this whole team. Out of all the teams, they're the dark horse to me, in my opinion. Next up, it's not in any particular order or anything like that, but we're going to throw out the Denver Nuggets. They're a team that, I would not be surprised if they got there, if they won it. I don't really care to see them winning it. It's just boring. I don't know why. I just see them as boring. They're a great team, and they're a highly skilled team as far as what they have and everything, but it's just like, Denver Nuggets won it. I don't know why. That's just me. But they're a team, let's say, that can definitely be dominant in the playoffs. There's a team that can. I think Joker had 30 points, 20 rebounds, 20 assists, something like that just recently. That's crazy. But, he is someone that teams are going to have a tough time stopping. So for that reason, I do see them possibly winning the NBA Finals. Next up, you can't really disrespect this team right here. You can't. Is the Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics are the defending champions. You can't disrespect what they have. Me being a Laker fan, I have to respect that. As far as, the talent they have, the way they play together. They got a great team together. They get good defense. They have it's hard to really knock them. And they've been there before. They're the defending champions, so you cannot disrespect the defending champions. So for that reason, They are a team that can definitely win the NBA Finals. The last team is my favorite team, the Los Angeles Lakers. I feel like the Lakers has a great opportunity to win the NBA championship. You have LeBron James. You have Luka Doncic. That's the perfect recipe just by itself. I know some people will be like, oh, he's biased. Possibility, but at the same time, it's facts. What opportunity have you seen LeBron James not have when he has a good team around him? You know what I mean? I think he definitely has a solid players with Austin Reeves playing the way he's been playing lately. As soon as Rudy Hachimura get back to how he was playing before he got hurt, because before then he was like a 18-5 type guy, going along with the other big three the Lakers have, you know. And then you have Jackson Hayes chipping in maybe about 15 points, 10 to 15 points, 5-6 rebounds as well. It's hard. And then you got Gabe Vincent, good sharpshooter. You got our defensive guys, Vanderbilt and Vinny Smith. Those guys right there, with that team right there, I definitely feel like we have an opportunity to go to the NBA Finals and actually win it. Because one, we have experience with LeBron James, and also with Luka. With Luka himself, he has brought the Dallas Mavericks to the conference finals twice, to the NBA Finals once. With what he had, yes, he had Kyrie, but LeBron James and Kyrie is two different, talents, two different positions and stuff like that. I definitely think that we can get to the NBA Finals and we can win the NBA Finals. But those are my 5 teams who actually have an opportunity to win the NBA Finals. What do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let's talk about it.